Welcome to Estate Agency Mastery Season 4, Episode 2. I'm joined by the most repeat guest I think we've had, Oliver Howard from OHRE. Ollie, this series is all about what you do differently, or what the top agents in the UK do differently for wellness, mindset, routine, sleep, whatever. And what I've learned from all my years of trying to evolve in all of those areas is there's patterns, and success leaves clues, and you can stand on the shoulders of giants. And I'm guessing, we haven't prepped this, but I'm guessing there's lots of things you do. So how do you remain jovial all over socials, editing your videos, growing your brokerage, a new father, probably a million other things, and not breaking? What do you have in place?
Now I have lots more in place. When I started the company, I had nothing in place, and that's why I had really bad anxiety when I started the company, and panic attacks and a lot, because I didn't set myself up for it. I think the top agents, they have rituals. They have to do. They get into their head. They have to do X at certain time of the day. They have to do Y. Grant, best example, 5 a.m. club. I think it's ridiculous, but so be it. He does that every single day, and he's up and he's doing it, and so on and so forth. The one thing you do see, I think with most top performers, whether it's in property or most businesses, is the health side of it as well. Now, I threw that away the last year and a half completely. I got too involved in the building of the company, the stress around it. I was just comfort eating. I was making a lot of money, so I was buying nice food. Now I've changed that again. Now we've got rituals to it. So I'm training for an Ironman. I paid for it. It's a set goal. I'm doing it. But when it comes to that kind of stuff, I think if you can get, as I'm trying to at the moment, 7.5 kilos down now. I know it doesn't look like it, but
Go on, lad.
only another 20 to go. With the health side of it, I think everything else comes with it. Is the reality. Whenever I've worked out in the past, when I've had really bad anxiety or worries about the company, it kind of resets everything.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to probably keep pushing yourself harder and harder and harder over time to keep that result. But I think that is the leading thing. And my partner always says, when she can see that I'm stressed or annoyed or anxious, she says, go for a run.
Yeah.
Go for a run. Even if it's 1.5 miles, and I could barely do that about 6 months ago. Even if it's 1.5 miles, it will make you feel 1,000,000 times better. So I think making sure you get that right is the start, because you're going to have anxiety, you're going to be worried and everything like that when it comes to starting a company or going out on your own, whether it's with a brokerage or not. The anxiety is going to come with it, because you're going to worry for the first 6 months, have I made the right decision?
Yeah.
Everyone does. So if you can keep that on track, I think that's the main thing.
Makes sense. So Is fitness a non-negotiable for you every day,
It
3-4 times? Okay.
It is now. It wasn't before.
Yeah.
It wasn't before. Maybe a year ago it was, because I was also training for an event then, but it wasn't before. Now it is. I think because I've given myself, I'm very goal orientated. It was the same at my old company. We used to have something called the narcissism board, which you would put all of your figures on next to each of the negotiators. That's always been me. If I can see it, I'll do it. But I paid for this event, and now I train 6 times a week, swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, day off. And now I've got a rest day today, and I'm already getting anxious about the fact that I've got a rest day today. But it is a non-negotiable now, because I have started feeling 1,000,000 times better, and I've been on a keto diet and things like that. 1,000,000 times better already. No pizza, none of the nice shit food type thing.
Yeah.
Just healthy foods, working out, and I have come back to life. I came out of a burnout that I had very, very quickly doing that. I think, that's that. It's now a non-negotiable for me, 100%. Even though it might not look like it, as I said, give me 6 months, you'll see a massive difference.
I have to say, I noticed it was when I saw you today, genuinely. So there we go.
I've also grown the beard, so you can't really see my 3 chins at the moment.
I'm with you in terms of booking something in, so it's in the diary. And then, so mine's been High Rocks, right? And everyone knows you High Rocks wankers do it with tops off, and you just don't want to be that guy. When everyone
you'll
else
be with your top off. I'll be in one of those mental tri suits that looks a bit like a Borat mankini. So we can beat in the middle.
Yeah, both looking like knobheads. But having that in the diary, I mean, I'm injured now, so I'm quite worried. But it means my functional training's better, my calorie deficit's on, I'm making sure my creatine I've up to but because it's in the diary, it forces everything else. And I think if you're going in self-employed agent, booking yourself a marathon, a higher rocks, maybe not an Ironman, but an event.
It just keeps you focused on it, because at the end of the day, being a self-employed agent, if you're very good at it, it is all consuming.
Yeah.
Because it is, people always say you leave in 9 to 5 to go and work a 5 to 9. It's actually probably more like 5 to 12 is the reality. If you are the best, you are all consumed by it. But that's why you have to set these things. Otherwise, you will burn. As I did last year, I burnt out every month for a week. And there was a week of dead time because I just was working, and not doing anything and setting myself up. I've also got quite bad ADHD, so if I don't have something set in the diary that I have to go to and follow and make sure I hit it, I won't do it. I will not do it. I will forget about it and I'll resort back to old things. So I think it comes down to finding out yourself, but you'll work out very quickly when you go self-employed what you need to hit the most.
Makes sense. So what we've got the fitness in.
Yeah.
You touched on just keto. For those that don't know what it is, in 2 sentences, what is it and why has that helped you?
Keto's high fat, high protein, low carbs, as opposed to a normal diet, which is medium protein, high carbs, low fat. I never work well with carbs, but that never stopped me from eating pizza and feeling shit the day after.
Yeah.
Whereas now I make quite good money now, so I can actually afford nice food for keto. So I'm on chicken, steak, an avocado, some broccoli, and a couple of eggs type thing. It sounds quite boring to most people, but I am such a regimented person that I can't stray off of it.
So you nearly carnivore?
Pretty much. I think what I eat is technically classed as carnivore.
Yeah.
Because I don't eat anything that is not natural. But it's just something where I noticed it all the time. Like I would be tired at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I'd probably want to go and have a nap for 2 hours. And I go, that's 2 hours of prime time out the window because I decided to have a pizza last night. It's stupid.
The one for me that I see agents always take a picture of in their car on the weekend is tell me you're an agent without telling me you're an agent. And they load a meal deal like crisps, Red Bull, a shitty sandwich. And I'm like, I remember once I was adding up, it was like 132 ingredients in my meal deal. Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? What is that shite that I'm putting into me?
That used to be me. I would go, because I'm out most of the day, I would go get a meal deal and it would normally be a triple sandwich with...
unless it's Christmas and the turkey ones. Then it's all right.
Course. Yeah. And with a pork pie on the side and a Red Bull, and then I might have another sandwich with it. And when you actually work out the calories, you're getting it to 1,800 odd calories just for lunch.
And that's probably what you and me is resting at anyway, right? We don't,
I'm significantly heavier than you now type thing, but normal calories is 2,500 for an average size man type thing.
Yeah.
So if I'm then leaving myself 700 calories and I'm going to eat shit food in the evening and I was I was drinking a lot as well. I was probably having 4 or 5 beers every other day. That's gone.
Fully stop the booze?
We have 1 glass of wine on a Saturday night and that's it.
So I haven't drank for over 2 years now. I think it's coming up to 3.
Yeah.
And
it's a massive difference maker. You don't feel it initially, in my opinion, because I was drinking quite a lot and I was like, okay, I need to stop now. Stop for a week. And I was like, I don't feel any different. Like, what's the difference? And it's after a while you hit it and you go, okay, fine. This is, I'm not waking up feeling crap. I'm not feeling like I need to be sick. I don't need to be doing this. And the main thing for me, and my mum pointed this out to me as well, was whenever I drink, I order shit food afterwards.
Yeah.
And then it's a double whammy. Like, it's awful. But I've become one of those people that now talks about the fact that I don't drink because it's just made that much of a difference. So I've gone from maybe 8 till 9 in the morning was a knockoff because I was drinking the night before.
Yeah.
1 to 3 p.m. I was tired, so I basically wasn't working, and then I'm having a pizza between 8 and 9 type thing. Whereas now it's, okay, I've got food prepped in the fridge, I'm ready to go. If we've got a social event, we'll go out and I won't drink, so I'm ready for the next day.
Yeah.
But the diet has been the main thing, and actually I'll give props to my old podcast host, Sam, who has led that way for me as well. He's lost a massive amount of weight. He's running half marathons, hasn't drunk for 2 years now as well, and you can see the material difference in his company since he started doing that. I don't claim to be the bad influence. That was the start of it, but but yeah, for me personally, everyone else is going to have something different, but diet and exercise are the difference between me being 60% and 95% every day.
What about sleep?
I'm not good at sleep.
Our last guest wasn't good at sleep either.
I'm not good at sleep. I am constantly on. I'm just always on, is the reality. And if someone emails me at 11 o'clock in the evening or 1 o'clock in the morning or tries to call me, I will answer. There's no turn off. And I mean, also having an 8-month-old baby, most of the time my partner takes the evenings and the nights at the moment, but then sometimes she just doesn't sleep, and I get my daughter at 5, 6 in the morning, and then I will have gone to sleep at 2:30, woken up at maybe 5. Like, I think on my watch I got 3.5 hours of sleep last night, type thing.
You are a new father though.
I'm a new father. I've always been, don't take this as advice, I've always been pretty good on no sleep. It's going to come back and haunt me when I'm 50, 60, 70. But I've always been pretty good on no sleep.
It's really interesting because the last guest I had was basically didn't give the answer I wanted either. So thanks on how important sleep is.
But sleep is, don't get me wrong, sleep is unbelievably important. So I did a psychology degree at uni. And the two bits that I found the most exciting in that was the sleep psychology and the marketing psychology, obviously. And sleep is just ridiculous. I think it was like they talked about athletes in one of the lectures, and if an athlete got an 8-hour sleep the night before a race as opposed to a 4-hour sleep, they were 30% higher in performance than they were without it.
Yeah, they reckon it's the most underutilized performance enhancing drug.
It's the best legal performance enhancer.
And for men watching this, for your natural testosterone levels, it's incredible.
Oh yeah, I have none of that.
But I think what is interesting is I don't think sleep should be sacrificed long term. But from what I'm hearing is for the first two guests is something's got to give.
I don't think something's got to give. Something does give.
Yeah.
And I think the reality is it all comes down to, once again, how you decide that you want to play the self-employed game. If you want to go out there and work with freedom and still if you're happy to earn like 30, 40 grand a year type thing, you won't have to compromise on sleep because you do 3 deals a year and make that money. If you're like me and you wanted to go out, 1, to prove a point, but 2, to be the best or one of the best at what I do, something gives. And you work and you work and you work, and sleep gives, and you work and you work and you work, and sleep always gives out. But what I'm now hoping is after the company hits a certain amount of brokers, I can take a step back, do what I actually enjoy, which is the marketing, and then hopefully catch up on that a little bit more, because I know all the evidence shows that if you don't have proper sleep for X amount of time, your chances of Alzheimer's and dementia by the time you're 50 through the roof.
Yeah,
Maggie
crazy.
Thatcher was the perfect example of that. She was vociferous on the fact that she didn't sleep. She got 2.5 hours of sleep a night for 20 years. She turned 60. It set on, and it was basically full blown within 6 months.
Yeah.
And I know I don't want that to happen because I quite like my brain. But I personally think running a business and starting a business is never a healthy idea anyway.
Yeah.
But you have to eventually get back to it. Otherwise, you will, long term, if you're still running that business in 5-10 years, it will absolutely suffer.
What are you doing it for, right? Yeah, exactly that.
Exactly.
Last two for me. What haven't we discussed from a wellness, mindset, nutrition, whatever it is that you do that we should have done?
Mindset is such a big thing. I think I always talk about it. I like him as a guy, but there was a guy that I used to sit with at my old company who sit opposite me, who I would destroy day in, day out, and he would always wonder why he wasn't making the same money as me. And it's a killer instinct to go and chase after stuff. Now, some people have it, some people will learn it, essentially. But
so that whole victim mentality and scarcity versus
instead of going,
and,
why am I not making as much money as him?
How can I make as much money?
Okay, I'm going to sit with my hand glued to that bloody phone, and the second that someone calls, it's in my ear. And I think developing that and teaching yourself that it's okay to be really just blunt with your intentions and go, I'm going to do this. This is my goal. So on. I keep myself accountable through social media, through my stories.
Yeah.
I say, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I keep talking about my triathlon at the moment because it
That's
holds me
social
publicly
yeah.
accountable. But mindset is a lot of it. Killer instinct is great, but you've got to understand there are going to be periods where you are going to massively doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Everyone does. Even in corporate roles, people doubt themselves. But mindset is such a big priority because, once again, go back to my cold emails. If I went, do you know what? After one cold email they haven't replied to me, I'm going to give up. I probably wouldn't have sold 70% of the properties that I've sold. But every week, every Sunday at 8 p.m, I email the same person and I keep going until they essentially, politely, give up and say, do you know what? Ollie, come round and see me. I'm bored of this now. And I pretty much always win the instruction. So mindset, I think, is however you work it, unbelievably important.
So before I do get to my last question then, and there's probably going to be two more now because you've spurred me on, that is, how do you protect that mindset? How do you educate yourself? Who do you surround yourself with? Was that learned, born?
I think it's learned from my dad.
Okay.
I say quite a lot. I don't have a huge friend group. All of my mates live up north, all my old uni mates. My old podcast host now lives in Brighton. So I don't really have a close circle. And I've never been a networker. But I learn everything from my dad, who had his own financial advisory company, listed it on the stock market, sold it for a ton of money. And you just saw him day in and day out getting after it and not being afraid to put his point forward and go for it.
Yeah.
I think that was instilled in me when I was quite young, which was you either win or you're the first loser type thing.
Okay.
But you can pick that up from the people you're around. Like, once again, listen to a story the other day. If 4 out of 5 of your mates are drug dealers, you're probably going to go and be a drug dealer. But if 4 out of the 5 mates you've got are entrepreneurs or whatever, or they're striving for something, guess what? It's going to pull you with it.
We had the exact same conversation in the last episode. You're the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most, right?
Exactly. And like, I don't have that. I'm not very social. For me, I don't need to go out and hang out with people type thing. I'm happy at my desk like a little hermit crab working. But it's still the people you converse with. Even if you're not hanging around with them, drop Sam a message and go, how's it going? Love your new video content. It looks amazing. Love the way you're driving it. And he comes back. Speak to your dad and you go, occasionally speak to your dad, and he'll give you tips and advice and things like that. And I think if you can surround yourself with those people, it makes life easier.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
If you were your own coach and you could help yourself do something that you're avoiding or you're not doing well, what would that be?
This is going to sound a bit out there, but being more confident. No, that doesn't sound like me in any way, shape or form, but being more confident. I don't say no enough.
How'd you get there?
By forcing it, is what I think. Like, I do not say no enough. Like, the one good thing I'm good at negotiating and saying no to is my fee. But I do not say no enough to people that do not need me in that instance. Like, I am always available. I say that to my clients.
Yeah.
But when someone calling me at 11 o'clock in the evening just to have a bitch about something,
It's not sustainable,
I'm not calling.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you right now. And it's the confidence to say no to more people. That's something I need. And probably the confidence to pick up the bloody phone and cold call someone as well. Because I got so stuck in my mind that I was not good at cold calling after like 30 or 40 calls when I first started. I haven't done it since.
Yeah.
Like, I did it once back when I had my podcast. I did it once on the podcast to prove a point. It worked on the podcast. And I haven't done it since then. And I think that's, for me, that is the main thing. Is I think everything else with like reaching out and the way I'm running the company and so on, even when I came to hiring brokers, we've talked about this. My confidence to hire people, I was so terrified to hire people because I was like, oh, this is my baby. I'm giving the company name out. I'm so worried about it. I plucked it up. And after that first person joined, I was like, okay, cool. This is actually fine.
Yeah.
But I think confidence is the main thing for me. Okay. It is just being able to go out there and say no, do X and Y and Z and so on and so forth.
Thank you. This is the last one for me.
Yeah.
When your mind goes to a dark place or you get stressed or whatever, that place that we don't want to hang out in, how do you cope? How do you pull yourself back?
Go out for a run. Done this for long enough now where if something really annoys me, really upsets me, like I've got a couple of deals at the moment that are nightmares.
Yeah.
I had a failure to, no, I won't go into too much detail about it, but I had a failure to complete recently where I'm not going to get paid on it for 9 months, which is outrageous. I've also got a deal where one of the owners doesn't want to sell, even though they have to. What I did, I punched the desk and I went out for a run. I've done this for long enough now where when you're first in agency, you sit there and you dwell on it and go, oh, maybe I should have done this, should have done that. And you spiral and you get worse and worse. If you've got to, punch your desk, put your trainers on and go out for a run or go to the gym or do something. But that's the way I deal with it. Because if I ruminate on it too much, it will continue to spiral. But I've learned that. And I think that comes with experience. Because it's always after fall throughs. It's never really after anything else. If you have a fall through, especially on a big deal, you always get upset. But if you can go, fine, going for a run, coming back, and I'm going to put the calls in again. That's how I deal with it personally. Might not be the most healthy thing you should see my desk. Dents in it like that.
I bet.
But especially
ring,
for my expensive captain's desk has not done very well. But that's my way of doing it. Some people might just go, do you know what? I actually need to be upset for an hour. Fine. That's just not how I work.
Raw, honest, and to the point, Ollie. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.